Very good.
What is up, guys?
So
And
fans,
Mikey at
sit
31
back
here.
and enjoy the game.
It's been a while since I've shown you this league. 4th and 1 online franchise with the Raiders. It's been a really long time. And the reason for that is rather unfortunate.
They face first down. Darren McFadden will run.
The league was going along nice and smooth. I was on a nice hot streak with the Raiders here. Once I figured them out, had them after a slow 2 and 4 start, right in the thick of the playoff race.
Miserable place to start this next drive.
But unfortunately,
when you get an offense backed up, use that momentum.
Things went awry. Every league that I've been a part of, doesn't matter what game it is, no matter how well run it is, will inevitably find one of the following 3 types of players in the league. You will have the guy who thinks he's better than everybody else, the guy who, when he wins, is on the forums bragging about how masterful a player he is, or when he loses, never gives the opposition any credit for playing a better game than him. You have the complainer. The complainer is the guy who's never happy about anything. He can go 16 and 0, win every game by a shutout, sweep through the playoffs, win the championship, and still be unhappy. And you have a subcategory of the complainer, which is the whiner. The whiner is the guy who can't take losing. He's always complaining that he can't stop this, he can't stop that, he can't do this, he can't do that. And rather than invest the time in practicing or, you know, looking for and figuring out ways to get better, complains about everybody else. Sometimes all 3 of these guys are the same person. But anyhow, we ended up having a guy who decided to quit the league after suffering an L. And rather than do the responsible adult thing, which is take whatever complaints he had about the way someone was playing to the commish and hashing it out like civilized, rational adults, he did what is all too common in the world today. He decided to take his toys and go home, but before doing so, I'm not going to say what he did. I'm going to be as vague and as general as possible. He did something that caused the league to crash and become unplayable, and as a result, we had to start the league over again. And I put his Operation Sports name / PSN name below, so hopefully if you see this individual floating around, you don't let him in your leagues, you blacklist him, and you make him a very lonely and miserable Madden gamer who has to wallow in the world of online ranked. So that is that. That is why it's been a while since you've seen the Raiders. But here we are in the first game of the restart. This game was played a while ago. I've got several videos in the pipeline with the league.
Good job by the offense, getting another first down. You can tell.
Opening up against the Miami Dolphins, jumping out to 13-0 lead.
No separation at all. Incomplete.
And I've talked about this with the Raiders before. The Raiders are a tricky team because you see all that speed on the outside and it tempts you to throw the football. But if you try to do that, you'll see what happened here. No one open, and you have to either throw the ball in the tight windows or take sacks or
They come to the line
endure a bevy of dropped passes. Now, if they can get free, they're a Jamaican track team out there. They're going to be gone, as you saw Jacoby Ford catch the ball in space and score. But with the Raiders, I always have to remember to establish that power running game with D-Mac. Yes, I know his nickname is really Run DMC. I like to call him D-Mac. Deal with it.
This offense,
And then establish
kind of boring to watch.
the play-action pass game and take my shots downfield when they're there. I'm running the Brian Billick playbook in this. I like the power running game that's in it, the vertical passing game that's in it. I feel it kind of fits the way the Raiders are built. If I ran West Coast or Bill Walsh, it'd be a really tough thing. And on defense, I have them reconfigured from a 3-4 defense into my preferred 4-3 Tampa 2 style. And to piggyback on that, I'm going to do a video, a two-part video. Well, I hope I can do it in 2 parts, about playing zone defense and playing successfully. I'm not the greatest stick skill player in the world, but I'm really good at utilizing my roster the best, playing the style of play that I want to play, and understanding what to call as far as zones and when. And I'll go over that particular aspect of zone defense in the video series. The major thing when playing zone is knowing what they're designed to do, when to call them, and what adjustments to make pre-snap. But I'll get into that later on in another video, and I hope to do it in, like I said, a 2-part series where I talk about zone defense in general, and then show a full game, not a full game, but some defensive plays either from online league or in the online ranked world, and kind of walk you through what's going on in live action. But here I'm trying to win my opener. And so far I'm doing pretty well. This particular game I was in the mood to control defensive linemen, which puts a lot more emphasis on play calling and trusting my dudes. Reggie Bush trying to get wide, and I'm just trying to contain him, make his life as hard as possible. Good pass pressure there. Lamar Usyk coming from the end, and play my Tampa 2 style. Keep everything in front of me. Keep big plays to a minimum. Pray that Michael Huff doesn't have any brain farts. The thing about the Raiders is that they have a lot of athleticism, a lot of speed, but they're not the sharpest group of guys on earth. Michael Huff is a prime example. He's got good zone coverage, but his play recognition is in the 60s, so he'll have these moments where he just does some really boneheaded things. But also he has plenty of moments where he shows what a sick freak of an athlete he is. And I really like Tyvon Branch. Very versatile guy. He's not the big hitter. Neither guy's a big hitter that I'm used to with playing with Jeremiah Bell and Laron Landry. They're more coverage specialists, and there's Huff, nowhere to be found. But luckily, he's ruled out of bounds.
Incomplete pass.
You knew this was going to happen. There's the red flag, and the coach
Will it be
disagrees with the call on the
overturned?
field.
No, it is upheld.
If it's bang bang,
He's one of these guys who's like me and never win those kind of challenges.
Right here, good challenge, going to be a tough call.
So he has to settle for the
this
field
guy is
goal.
a threat anytime you cross midfield. Really, he can. Into the open flag. He's going to be swallowed up behind the line.
There we have a blown-up screen.
He drops back.
Darren McFadden is going to be a busy man this season.
Moves the chains. What a job by the quarterback formation here for
And I really like him, Mr. Moore.
Get a first down.
And Ford gets loose again.
What a thing in an extra defensive back.
When they can get open and when they can catch it, they can do a lot of damage.
Gains 12.
Speaking of guys who can do a lot of damage in space, Mr. Bush does some nice things there. This guy does some pretty nice work with Tannehill, really uses him very well. If he can get some weapons around him, he's going to have the Dolphins in some pretty good shape.
He's in the clear.
That is not a turnover. That is.
And this was a big game-turning play.
Inside the 20.
At 27-16, that hurts. Another guy who I like on this team is Marcel Reese. At fullback, he can do a lot of things. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can block very well. He can go jumbo backfield. He can be like a little mini Brandon Jacobs. The Raiders are a very intriguing team.
The kick is through for 3.
When you have a field goal kick
out on the dime. Quarterback dropping back, looking to get the feet planted. Nice tackle.
Good job by the receiver that time. Getting that extra couple yards, gets a first down. They are marching.
Now I'm in.
Let's see how the defense
Bend, don't
reacts.
break. Nothing cheap, nothing deep. Don't remember what coverage I was in that one, but again, just keep the ball in front of you as much as you can.
Launching it deep. That ball has been picked off.
And Mr. Chekwa with the INT.
That was an awesome job by the defense.
I like teams that can go at least 3 deep in man coverage at corner. Makes your life a lot easier. If you have 4 deep, that's even better. And if you have a nickel or dime back who can press, then you're really in business.
He'll be brought down, but not before picking up the now. After picking up the first on
Let's
the
run this ball out, please.
On this drive.
And there's Mr. Reese, fast enough to get to the outside. He's not as physical, really, as you would expect. He's got a good stiff arm, but his trucking is pretty low. I'm trying to build that up, and now I'm trying to take a knee here. But I end up taking a delay of game penalty, which will allow him to get the ball back. And as a result, he's going to be able to get his guys some garbage time experience points. Nothing wrong with that. I would do the exact same thing if I was in his shoes.
Defensive side, so he is changing the play to the receivers by giving him hand signals. Well, it doesn't look like much, but it really serves the purpose.
And I don't have Aaron Curry for the first few weeks of the season, so I'm playing a backup or 2 at some linebacker spots. 3 are on the Tampa 2 here. The linebacker hot routed deep.
When you have an offense like this that just keeps getting
good throw down the seam there.
Not only are they moving in scoring position, but they're giving their defense a lot of rest.
Like I said, he uses Tannehill really, really well.
Catch for a first down. The pass is incompletion.
And there we have a much tougher window to throw to, and it's incomplete.
And that's a gain of maybe 5.
And now the garbage time field goal attempt for those experience points.
For the field goal. That's going to
gets it done. He gives them 3.
And coming up next is the post-game wrap-up, brought to you by Gatorade.
So there we go. We win the opener in the restart. Like I said, I have several videos in the back burner from this league, which I'll put up.
Phil, before we go, tell me about
and you can see how the Raiders are doing. So, hope you guys enjoy that. Jacoby Ford was player of the game as he bust loose. And I'll talk to you all later. Peace.
And you practice all week long. The anticipation builds. You're so excited for the match, and once you get it done, man, it's a wonderful time.